Commander Lee Dae-ho floated near the giant window of the orbital defense station. He stared at the blue shimmer that covered Earth like a soap bubble. The barrier had been there for 3,000 years. No human had ever seen their planet without it. "Still looking at that thing?" Dr. Park So-min asked as she walked into the observation deck. She carried a tablet full of data about the energy field. "Every day," Lee Dae-ho said. "My grandfather looked at it. His grandfather too. We all wonder what's beyond it." Park So-min joined him at the window. The barrier was beautiful and terrible at the same time. It kept humans safe inside their solar system. It also kept them trapped like animals in a cage. "The energy readings are the same," she said. "No change in 3,000 years. Whatever technology made this thing, it's far beyond what we can understand. 3,000 years ago, alien ships had come to Earth. Humanity was just learning to build cities and grow crops. The aliens looked at humans and decided they were too dangerous to join the galaxy. They put up the barrier and left. No human had seen an alien since then. But humans did not sit still. They built ships and flew to Mars. They made homes on the moon. They turned asteroids into space stations. Inside their prison, humanity grew strong." Captain Kim Tae-woo entered the deck. His uniform showed he commanded one of Earth's defense ships. "Commander, we have a problem. General Yoon wants to see you right away." Lee Dae-ho nodded. General Yoon Jae-sung was the head of Earth's secret military program. Most people did not know about it. They thought Earth's small fleet was just for moving supplies between planets. They were wrong. The three of them took a shuttle to the hidden base on the dark side of the moon. The base was carved deep into the rock. No one could see it from Earth or from space. Inside, thousands of people worked on weapons and ships that officially did not exist. General Yoon waited in the main control room. He was an old man with gray hair and sharp eyes. Behind him, screens showed star maps and ship designs. "Commander Lee, Dr. Park, Captain Kim," he said. "Thank you for coming. We have a situation." He pressed a button. The main screen showed readings from deep space sensors. Strange energy patterns moved toward the solar system. "Our long-range scanners picked this up 6 hours ago," General Yoon said. "Something big is coming. Very big." Dr. Park So-min studied the data. "This energy signature, it's similar to the barrier technology, but much stronger. How long until it gets here?" Lee Dae-ho asked. 2 days, maybe 3, General Yoon said. "We think it's a fleet, a big one." Captain Kim Tae-woo crossed his arms. After 3,000 years of silence, why now? General Yoon turned to another screen. It showed Earth's hidden weapons factories. Robot workers built new ships day and night. The ships were small and fast, designed to fight enemies with better technology. "We've been preparing for this day since the barrier went up," he said. "Our ancestors knew the aliens would come back someday. They left us plans, instructions. They told us to get ready." The room fell silent. Everyone knew this day might come, but it still felt like a shock. "What about the government?" Dr. Park asked. "Does President Han know?" "I'm briefing her tomorrow," General Yoon said. "But I wanted you three to know first. You'll be leading our response." Lee Dae-ho felt his stomach tighten. "What kind of response?" "We have maybe 50 real warships. If the aliens have hundreds, we have more than 50, General Yoon said with a thin smile. "Much more. Follow me." He led them through a series of tunnels to a massive underground hangar. The space was so big they could not see the far walls. Rows and rows of sleek black ships filled the area. Each ship was different, built for a specific job. "My God, Captain," Kim whispered. "How many are there?" "This is just one base," General Yoon said. "We have 12 others like it, plus the asteroid shipyards, plus the ships hidden in the outer system." Dr. Park So-min stared at the fleet. "Where did you get the resources for all this?" 3,000 years is a long time, General Yoon said. "Every generation added something. Mining robots on distant asteroids, automated factories in empty space. We've been building for war while the rest of humanity lived in peace." They walked between the ships. Each one carried weapons that used new physics, quantum torpedoes that could punch through any shield, gravity bombs that crushed enemy ships from inside, energy drains that turned enemy power against them. The aliens think we're still primitive, General Yoon said. They remember us as cave dwellers with stone tools. They have no idea what we've become. Lee Dae-ho stopped next to a ship covered in strange symbols. What about their technology? The barrier has kept us trapped for 3 millennia. What if we can't fight them? We've had 3,000 years to study that barrier, Dr. Park said slowly. We know how it works now. We've learned to copy it, to change it, to use it as a weapon. General Yoon nodded. The aliens gave us the greatest gift possible. They gave us time to prepare, time to grow strong, time to get angry. Captain, Kim walked to a viewing platform that overlooked the entire hangar. But we're still just humans. They're a galactic empire. Yes, General Yoon said. We're just humans. That's what makes us dangerous. The old general activated a hologram showing the solar system. Red dots marked human bases and hidden fleets. There were hundreds of them. They expect us to surrender or die quickly, he said. They've been at peace for 3,000 years. They've forgotten what real war looks like. We haven't. Dr. Park studied the tactical display. What's our advantage? They have better ships, better weapons, more numbers. They're used to peace, Lee Dae-ho said, understanding. They don't know how to fight a real enemy. Exactly, General Yoon said. They've been playing games while we've been preparing for war. They think in terms of rules and honor. We think in terms of survival. An alarm sounded throughout the base. A technician ran up to General Yoon with a data tablet. Sir, the energy signatures are getting stronger. Whatever's coming, it's accelerating. We have less time than we thought. General Yoon took the tablet and studied it. His expression grew grim. One day, maybe less. He looked at his 3 officers. Go to your stations. Prepare your people. In a few hours, the longest peace in galactic history is going to end. Lee Dae-ho saluted. What are our orders, sir? General Yoon smiled. It was not a nice smile. Remind the galaxy why they were afraid of humanity in the first place. As they left the hidden base, Lee Dae-ho looked up at Earth. The blue barrier still covered their home world. But soon, he thought, that might change. For better or worse, humanity's long sleep was about to end. The question was, would the galaxy be ready for what they had become? The alien fleet appeared at the edge of the solar system like a metal storm. Thousands of ships, each one bigger than Earth's largest space station. They moved in perfect formation, their hulls gleaming with power that had kept the galaxy peaceful for 3 millennia. President Han Mi-young stood in the emergency command center deep under Seoul. Around her, screens showed the approaching fleet. Military officers whispered urgent reports. The alien ships were beautiful and terrifying. How many? She asked. Over 5,000 vessels, Admiral Choi Byung-ho replied. The largest fleet in recorded galactic history. President Han felt her hands shake. She had led Earth through economic problems and natural disasters, but this was beyond anything she had trained for. What do they want? She asked. Before anyone could answer, every screen in the room changed. A face appeared. It was not human. The being had crystal skin that glowed with inner light. Its eyes were like diamonds, cold and sharp. I am Counselor Vethka of the Nethak Empire, the alien said. Its voice was like music, but the words were deadly. I speak for the Galactic Consortium. We address the species called humans. The creature's image was broadcast to every device on Earth. Every television, every computer, every phone showed the same face. 7 billion humans stopped what they were doing to listen. 3,000 years ago, we discovered your kind, Vethka continued. We found you violent and dangerous. We contained you for the safety of the galaxy. You were given time to grow peaceful. You have failed. President Han looked at Admiral Choi. The old soldier's face was stone, but his eyes burned with anger. Our monitoring systems show you have developed weapons of war, the alien said. You have built ships designed for killing. You have prepared for violence instead of peace. This cannot be allowed. The alien's face grew larger on the screens. The Galactic Consortium hereby declares the human species a threat to galactic stability. You have 72 hours to surrender unconditionally. All humans will be relocated to prison worlds. Your technology will be destroyed. Your weapons will be dismantled. A new image appeared. It showed a planet covered in gray buildings. Millions of beings walked in lines between the structures. Their eyes were empty. Their movements were slow and mechanical. This is your future if you comply, Vethka said. You will live. You will be fed. You will be safe. You will never again threaten the peace of the galaxy. The image changed again. This time it showed a planet that was nothing but burning rock and metal. No life remained. This is your future if you resist, the alien said. We have weapons that can turn your sun into a bomb. We can crack your planet like an egg. We can erase every trace that humanity ever existed. President Han felt sick. Around her, the military officers looked pale and afraid. You have 72 hours, Vethka repeated. Choose wisely. This is the only warning you will receive. The screens went black. The command center fell silent. President Han could hear her own heartbeat. Outside, she knew, people were panicking in the streets. The choice seemed impossible. Slavery or death. Madam President? Admiral Choi said quietly. I need to show you something. He led her to a secure elevator that went deeper underground. They traveled down for several minutes. When the doors opened, they stood in a room filled with weapons that looked like science fiction. General Yoon Jae-sung waited for them. Behind him stood Lieutenant Colonel Shin Hye-jin, a woman with scars on her face and fire in her eyes. Next to her was Engineer Baek In-soo, a young man who looked too smart for his own good. Madam President, General Yoon said, welcome to humanity's real military. President Han stared at the weapons. These are illegal under the Earth Defense Treaty. The treaty was written by people who thought we'd never need to fight, General Yoon said. They were wrong. Engineer Baek stepped forward. Ma'am, these weapons use physics the aliens don't understand. While they've been peaceful, we've been angry. Anger makes you creative. He pointed to a device that looked like a metal tube. This is a quantum torpedo. It doesn't just blow up enemy ships. It makes them forget they ever existed. Lieutenant Colonel Shin picked up another weapon. This is a psionic scrambler. The aliens use telepathy to coordinate their fleets. This device turns their greatest strength into confusion. President Han felt overwhelmed. But they have thousands of ships. They can destroy planets. Can they? General Yoon asked. He activated a hologram that showed the alien fleet. Look closer, Madam President. What do you see? She studied the image. The alien ships were massive and beautiful. But something was wrong. They're too perfect, too clean. Exactly, General Yoon said. Those ships have never been in a real battle. They're parade boats, pretty things designed to look scary. Admiral Choi pointed to details in the hologram. Their weapons are 3,000 years old. Same designs, same technology. They stopped improving because they had no enemies. We didn't stop, Lieutenant Colonel Shin said. Every day for 3,000 years we got better at killing. Engineer Beck brought up another display. They think we're still using stone tools. They have no idea we've been studying their technology. We know how their shields work. We know how their engines work. We know how to break them. President Han looked at the faces around her. These people were not afraid. They were excited. They wanted to fight. What about the people, she asked. 7 billion civilians. If we fight and lose, they all die. If we surrender, they become slaves, General Yoon said. Is that better? Before President Han could answer, alarms began ringing. A technician ran into the room with urgent news. Sir, the alien fleet is sending scout ships. They're testing our defenses early. General Yoon smiled. Good. Let's give them something to think about. He spoke into a communication device. Captain Ryu Dongmin, you are cleared to engage. Show them what humanity has learned. In space, Near the edge of the solar system, Captain Ryu sat in the cockpit of a ship that officially did not exist. Around him, his squadron waited in the shadows of an asteroid field. "Ghost Squadron, this is Ghost Leader," he said. "Time to introduce ourselves to our new neighbors." His ship was small and black. It had no lights, no signals, no energy signature. To alien sensors, it was invisible. The alien scout ships moved toward Earth like shining stars. They were confident and careless. They expected no resistance from primitive humans. Captain Ryu's squadron struck like shadows. Their weapons made no sound in space, but they cut through alien shields like paper. The scout ships exploded in silence. In the alien command ship, Counselor Veth-Ka stared at the displays in shock. Half of his scouts were gone. The humans had destroyed them without warning. "How?" he whispered. "They should not have weapons that can do this." His tactical officer, a being of pure energy, flickered with confusion. "The weapons appear to use quantum tunneling technology. Our shields cannot stop them." Veth-Ka felt something he had not experienced in 3,000 years: fear. On Earth, President Han watched the battle reports. The alien scouts were retreating. Humanity had drawn first blood. "This is just the beginning," General Yoon said. "They'll be back with their full fleet, but now they know we can fight." President Han looked at her advisors. The choice was still impossible. But maybe, just maybe, there was a third option. "General," she said, "tell me about your plan." "General." Yoon's smile was sharp as a blade. "Ma'am, we're going to remind the galaxy why they were afraid of us in the first place." In space, the alien fleet regrouped. Counselor Veth-Ka sent a message to the Galactic Consortium. The humans were not what they expected. This would not be a simple extermination. For the first time in 3,000 years, the galaxy was about to remember what war really meant, and humanity was ready to teach them. The alien fleet moved toward Earth like a wall of metal and light. 5,000 ships filled the dark space between planets. Each ship carried enough firepower to level a city. Counselor Veth-Ka stood on the bridge of the flagship, watching the blue dot of Earth grow larger. "Begin the attack," he ordered. "Show these primitives the price of resistance." The first wave of alien ships entered the asteroid belt. They moved in perfect formation, their shields glowing with power. They expected to sweep aside any human defenses like dust. Wing Commander Park Jun-ho waited in the shadow of a spinning rock the size of a mountain. Around him, hundreds of human fighters hid among the asteroids. His ship was small and black, invisible to alien sensors. "Hold position," he whispered into his radio. "Let them come closer." The alien ships passed through the asteroid field like giants walking through a garden. They did not see the shadows that moved between the rocks. They did not notice the small ships that followed them like hunting wolves. "Now," Park Jun-ho said. The asteroid belt exploded with light. Human fighters appeared from everywhere at once. They struck from above, below, and behind. Their quantum weapons cut through alien shields like knives through paper. The first alien ship died in seconds. Its hull cracked open and spilled air and bodies into space. The second ship tried to turn, but human torpedoes found its engines. It spun out of control and crashed into an asteroid. "Impossible!" Veth-Ka screamed from his command bridge. "How are they doing this?" His tactical officer flickered with confusion. "Their weapons use unknown physics. Our shields cannot block them." On the moon, Major Oh Soo-jin watched the battle through her base's sensors. The lunar defense stations were hidden under fake mining equipment. To alien eyes, they looked like old industrial ruins. "Enemy fighters approaching the moon," her radar operator reported. "Let them get close," Major O said. "Make them think we're helpless." A squadron of alien fighters swooped toward the moon's surface. They fired energy beams at what they thought were empty buildings. The beams bounced off harmlessly. "Surprise," Major O whispered. The fake mining equipment fell away. Massive gun turrets rose from hidden bunkers. They fired streams of metal, projectiles at incredible speed. The alien fighters had no time to react. They were torn apart by thousands of metal slugs. In Earth's oceans, Sergeant First Class Lee Hyun-woo led his Marine squad through underwater tunnels. The aliens had landed troops on a small island thinking it was undefended. They were wrong. "Remember your training," Lee Hyun-woo told his men. "These aliens breathe different air. They move differently. Use that against them." The alien soldiers were tall and graceful, with crystal skin that glowed in the dark. They moved through the island's forests like dancers, but they had never fought in Earth's heavy gravity or thick air. Lee Hyun-woo's Marines struck from the trees and rocks. They used simple bullets and grenades, but they knew how to fight dirty. The aliens fell one by one, confused by tactics they had never seen. In space, Admiral Song Kyung-ho commanded the main human fleet from his flagship. The ship looked old and beaten, but its weapons were cutting-edge technology hidden in rusted metal. "Enemy capital ships entering range," his weapons officer reported. "All ships begin pattern 7, the admiral ordered. The human fleet scattered like frightened birds. But it was not retreat. It was strategy. Each ship moved to a planned position, creating a web of crossfire. The alien dreadnoughts followed, thinking they were chasing cowards. They flew into the trap without knowing it. "Fire," Admiral Song said quietly. Every human ship fired at once. Beams of pure energy crossed space from dozens of directions. The alien shields held for a moment, then collapsed under the focused assault. 3 massive alien ships exploded at the same time. Chief Petty Officer Kim Da-yoon worked in the sensor station of a human destroyer. Her job was to find alien weaknesses and share them with other ships. "I've got something," she called to her, "Captain." The big ships have a blind spot under their bellies. Their armor is thinner there. The information spread through the human fleet in seconds. Every ship adjusted its attack pattern. Within minutes, 2 more alien dreadnoughts were dying. Their hulls split open from below. On Earth, Dr. Nam Yoonji sat in a broadcasting station buried under a mountain. She was humanity's voice in the psychological war. Her words traveled through space to every alien ship. "Attention alien forces," she said calmly. "You have now lost over 300 ships. Your crews are dying in the cold of space. Is this the peace you came to bring?" Her words were translated into alien languages and broadcast on their communication channels. For beings who had not seen war in 3,000 years, each casualty was a shock. On the alien flagship, Vethka watched, his fleet falling apart. His perfect formations were broken. His proud ships were burning wrecks. "How many have we lost?" he asked. 700 ships destroyed or damaged," his aide reported. "The humans are using coordinated swarm tactics. They attack our weak points simultaneously." Vethka could not believe it. These primitives were destroying a galactic fleet. "Order all ships to retreat to safe distance," he commanded. "We need to regroup." But the humans were not done. As the alien ships tried to pull back, more human vessels appeared. These ships had been hiding in the outer system, waiting for this moment. Tech specialist Lim Sang-hyuk piloted one of the new ships. It was built around a single massive weapon, a gravity bomb that could crush enemy vessels from the inside. "Target locked," he reported. "Firing gravity torpedo." The weapon struck an alien cruiser and activated. Space itself twisted around the ship. The vessel imploded, folding in on itself until nothing remained but a ball of twisted metal. The alien retreat became a rout. Ships fled in all directions, abandoning their formation and their wounded. Some crashed into each other in their panic. Others were picked off by human fighters that hunted them like sharks. When the battle ended, the human fleet regrouped near Earth. They had lost only 30 ships. The aliens had lost over 1,000. Admiral Song opened a channel to all human forces. "Outstanding work, everyone, but this is just the beginning. They'll be back with reinforcements." On the alien flagship, Vethka stared at the tactical display. Half his fleet was gone. The humans had crushed a force that should have been invincible. "Send a message to the consortium," he ordered. "Tell them we need everything. Every ship, every weapon, every soldier. The humans are not what we thought." His communications officer hesitated. "Sir, what should I tell them about our losses?" Vethka closed his diamond eyes. "Tell them the truth. Tell them that after 3,000 years of peace we have remembered what war means, and tell them the humans never forgot. Back on Earth, President Han Mi-young addressed the world. Behind her, screens showed the burning wrecks of alien ships. "My fellow humans," she said. "Today we proved that our long imprisonment made us strong. The aliens came to destroy us or enslave us. Instead, they learned why the galaxy once feared our kind." In his hidden command center, General Yoon watched the celebration with grim satisfaction. The first battle was won, but he knew the real war was just beginning. "Prepare the secret weapons," he told his staff. "When they come back, they'll bring everything they have. We need to be ready to show them that everything they have is not enough." In space, the surviving alien ships limped away from Earth, but their long-range transmitters were already calling for help. Soon, every warship in the galaxy would come to finish what the First Fleet had started. Humanity had won the first battle. Now they would face the storm. The news of humanity's victory spread across the galaxy like wildfire. On 1,000 worlds, alien leaders watched the battle recordings in stunned silence. The impossible had happened. A primitive species had crushed a consortium fleet. On the water world of Aquania, the Valari Council gathered in their crystal dome beneath the waves. The fish-like beings had not seen war in 3 millennia. Their gills fluttered with fear. "How many ships did they destroy?" asked Elder Kefra, her blue scales trembling. "Over 1,000, replied the war coordinator. "In 6 hours, the humans fought like nothing we have ever seen." On the energy plane of Xerion, the pure light beings flickered with panic. They had forgotten what death meant. Now they remembered. "Call every fleet," ordered Prime Radiance Velthok. "Every ship in the galaxy. The humans must be destroyed before they escape their system." Field Marshal Jang Seok-jin stood in the war room deep under the Pacific Ocean. Around him, holographic displays showed alien fleets converging from across the galaxy. Thousands upon thousands of ships moved toward Earth like a metal storm. "How many this time?" asked Intelligence Chief Kang Min-ah. "Over 50,000 vessels," Field Marshal Jang replied. "Every warship the consortium has. This is their full military might." Fleet Admiral Wan Tai-kyung studied the tactical displays. "They're not taking chances anymore. They're bringing everything." But Field Marshal Jang smiled. "Good. That means we can destroy everything at once." He activated a hidden console. New signals appeared on the displays. Ships emerged from asteroid fields and hidden bases throughout the solar system. Thousands of human vessels uncloaked at the same time. "My God," Intelligence Chief Kang whispered. "How long have we been building this fleet?" 3,000 years, Field Marshal Jang said. "Every generation added ships. Every asteroid belt hides a shipyard. Every moon conceals a weapons factory. Dr. An Ji-hoon worked frantically in his laboratory on Europa. He was humanity's top scientist, and he had just finished the most important invention in human history. "It works," he told his assistants. "The faster-than-light drive is ready." The technology was based on alien physics, but improved by human engineering. Where alien ships took days to cross the solar system, human ships could now do it in hours. "Install them in the fastest ships," he ordered. "If Earth falls, someone must survive to carry on the fight." Colonel Yu Haiwan commanded the defense of the outer planets. Her ships were hidden in the rings of Saturn, waiting for the alien fleet to arrive. "Remember," she told her captains, "we don't fight to win, we fight to learn. Every alien weapon we see, every tactic they use, we study and counter. Make them pay for every mile of space." The alien fleet arrived like an avalanche of metal and light. 50,000 ships filled the outer solar system. They moved in perfect formation, their weapons charged and ready. Counselor Vethka commanded, from a massive battleship the size of a small moon. This time he would take no chances. This time he would crush the humans completely. "Begin bombardment of the outer planets," he ordered. "Destroy everything. Leave nothing alive." But the outer planets were not what they seemed. As alien weapons struck the surface of distant moons, the ground opened up. Massive gun batteries rose from hidden bunkers. They fired streams of metal that tore through alien formations. "Impossible," Vethka screamed. "How many weapons do they have?" The answer came from everywhere at once. Human ships emerged from hiding places throughout the outer system. They struck from the asteroid belts, from behind the moons, from the depths of space itself. Weapons engineer Seo Jin-ho worked aboard a mobile weapons platform hidden in the tail of a comet. His job was to invent new ways to kill aliens in real time. The big ships have adaptive shields, he reported to Field Marshal. Our regular weapons are losing effectiveness. Then make irregular weapons, the Field Marshal replied. Seo Jin-ho smiled and got to work. Within an hour, he had created a virus that could infect alien computer systems. The virus spread from ship to ship, turning their own weapons against them. Rear Admiral Ko Yan-soo led the defense of the gas giants. Her ships hid in the violent storms of Jupiter's atmosphere, using the planet's own weather as camouflage. Enemy dreadnoughts entering the system, her sensor operator reported. Launch the weather bombs, she ordered. Human ships fired special weapons into Jupiter's storm systems. The planet's weather turned into a weapon itself. Lightning strikes the size of continents reached out to destroy alien vessels. Brigadier General Sim Young-ho coordinated the evacuation of civilian populations. While the military fought in space, he moved billions of people to hidden bunkers and underground cities. The shelters can hold everyone for years if needed, he reported. Even if the surface is destroyed, humanity will survive. But the aliens had a plan too. Deep in their fleet, they carried a weapon of last resort, a device that could turn Earth's sun into a bomb. Prepare the Star Killer, Vethka ordered. If we cannot have victory, we will have revenge. The weapon was ancient technology, older than the consortium itself. It worked by destabilizing the nuclear reactions inside a star. The sun would explode, taking the entire solar system with it. Target the human star, Vethka commanded. End this war forever. But Field Marshal Jang had been waiting for this moment. Hidden sensors had detected the Star Killer the moment it entered the system. Activate the Prometheus protocol, he ordered. Throughout the solar system, hidden transmitters sent a single signal. Every human ship, every weapons platform, every hidden base received the same message. Target the Star Killer. Nothing else matters. The entire human fleet turned toward the alien superweapon. Thousands of ships abandoned their battles and raced toward the device. They fired everything they had. The Star Killer was protected by 100 alien vessels, but it was not enough. Human ships crashed into the defenders like meteors. They sacrificed themselves to clear a path for the killing blow. Captain Cho Min-seok piloted the final attack ship. His vessel carried humanity's most powerful weapon, a gravity bomb large enough to create a black hole. This is for Earth, he said, and fired. The gravity bomb struck the Star Killer and activated. Space twisted around the alien weapon. The device that could destroy stars was crushed into nothingness, but the battle was far from over. Even without their superweapon, the aliens still outnumbered humans 10-1. The space around Earth became a graveyard of burning ships. Commander Kim Hyo-jin led boarding parties against alien vessels. Her Marines fought through the corridors of enemy, ships capturing them from within. Their crews panic in close combat, she reported. They've never fought hand-to-hand. We can take their ships if we can get aboard. Human boarding pods launched from every direction. They crashed through alien hulls and disgorged Marines trained for zero-gravity combat. Ship after ship fell to human boarders. On the alien flagship, Vethka watched his fleet being torn apart. The humans were using every dirty trick, every desperate tactic, every weapon they could imagine. How many ships have we lost now? He asked. Over half, his aide replied, and they're still fighting. Vethka stared at the tactical display. The humans should have been destroyed hours ago. Instead, they were winning. Send a message to all remaining ships, he ordered. Full retreat. We cannot win this battle. But Field Marshal Jang had one more surprise. As the alien fleet tried to escape, the barrier around Earth flickered and changed. Instead of keeping humans in, it now trapped the aliens inside the solar system. You wanted to visit our home, Field Marshal Jang broadcast to the alien fleet. Now you get to stay forever. The surviving alien ships found themselves prisoners in the very system they had come to destroy. They had enough supplies for weeks, not months. Soon they would have to surrender or die. In the depths of space, secret human ships prepared for the next phase of the war. Using captured alien technology, they had built vessels capable of traveling to other star systems. The galaxy thought it was fighting to contain humanity, but humanity was already spreading beyond their prison. Even if Earth fell, the human species would survive among the stars. The long peace was truly over, and for the first time in 3,000 years, the galaxy would learn to fear the dark between the stars. Because now, humans lived there too. The trapped alien fleet floated in space like dying stars. Of the 50,000 ships that had come to destroy humanity, less than 20,000 remained. They hung powerless in the outer solar system, their supplies running low, their crews demoralized. Supreme Commander No Sang-wook stood on the bridge of humanity's newest flagship. The ship was built from captured alien technology and human engineering. It was faster, stronger, and deadlier than anything the galaxy had ever seen. "Status report," he ordered. "The alien fleet is contained within the barrier," reported his tactical officer. "They cannot escape, they cannot call for reinforcements, they cannot even communicate with their home worlds." Fleet Commander Hwang Gi-taek studied the enemy positions. "Their larger ships still have planet-killing weapons. If we're not careful, they could destroy Earth out of spite." Supreme Commander No nodded. "Then we don't give them the chance." He activated the fleet-wide communication system. "All ships prepare for Operation Final Peace. We end this war today." On the surface of Earth, Ground Marshal Lee Yoon-young watched alien landing craft falling from the sky like burning rain. The aliens had launched a desperate ground assault, hoping to capture Earth's leaders and force a surrender. "Let them come," she told her officers. "They want to fight on our world? Show them what that means." The alien soldiers were graceful and beautiful, but they moved wrong in Earth's gravity. They breathed wrong in Earth's thick air. They thought wrong for Earth's brutal warfare. Human soldiers struck from everywhere. They used the cities as weapons, turning every building into a fortress. They used the weather as an ally, fighting in rain and snow that confused alien sensors. They used the very ground itself, collapsing tunnels and streets to trap enemy forces. Captain Cho Min-seok led the most dangerous mission of the war. His ship carried a weapon that could break the alien flagship's shields. But he had to get close, enough to touch the enemy vessel. "Remember," he told his crew, "we only get one shot at this. Make it count." His ship was small and fast, built to look like debris from the earlier battles. It drifted toward the alien flagship, hidden among the wreckage of destroyed vessels. Inside the alien command ship, Counselor Veth Ka paced like a caged animal. His beautiful crystal skin was cracked with stress. His diamond eyes were dim with despair. "How much food do we have left?" he asked. 3 days, his supply officer replied. "Maybe 4 if we reduce rations again." Veth Ka stared at the tactical display. The humans had won. There was no point pretending otherwise. But his pride would not let him surrender to primitives. "Prepare the final weapon," he ordered. "The galaxy bomb." His officers gasped. The galaxy bomb was forbidden technology, older and more terrible than the Starkiller. It would destroy everything within 100 light-years, including the alien fleet itself. "Sir, that weapon will kill us too," his aide protested. "Better to die with honor than live in shame," Veth Ka replied. But Major Jong Sai-rom had other plans. Her Special Forces team had been hiding inside the alien flagship for hours, using captured alien uniforms and stolen identification codes. "Target located," she whispered into her radio. "Beginning approach to the galaxy bomb." The weapon was kept in the deepest part of the ship, guarded by the aliens' best soldiers. But the guards had never fought humans before. They had never faced enemies who used dirty tricks and desperate courage. Major Jong's team struck like shadows. They used knives instead of guns, poison instead of explosives. One by one, the alien guards fell silently. Commander Kim Hyo-jin led another boarding party through the ship's engine room. Her job was to disable the alien vessel's power systems, leaving it helpless. "Remember, we need this ship intact," she told her Marines. "Intelligence wants to study their technology." The alien crew fought back, but they were scientists and technicians, not soldiers. They surrendered quickly when faced with armed humans who knew how to kill. Lieutenant General Park Young-sik commanded the space battle around the flagship. His ships formed a wall of metal and fire, preventing any alien vessel from escaping or interfering with the boarding operation. "Enemy cruiser trying to break through Sector 7, his communications officer reported. "Destroy it," Park Young-sik ordered without hesitation. "Nothing gets through." Human fighters swarmed the alien cruiser like angry bees. Their weapons tore through its hull in seconds. The ship exploded in a flash of light and debris. Inside the alien flagship, Major Jong reached the galaxy bomb. The device was beautiful and terrible, a sphere of pure energy contained in crystalline walls. It hummed with power that could erase star systems. "Bomb located," she reported, "beginning disarmament." But as she worked on the device, alarms began, ringing throughout the ship. The aliens had discovered the human infiltrators. "Security teams to level 12, Vethka's voice echoed through the corridors. "Kill the humans. Protect the weapon." Major Jong's fingers flew over the alien controls. She had studied their technology for months, but this device was beyond anything she had seen before. "Come on," she whispered. "Just a few more seconds." Alien soldiers poured into the chamber, their weapons blazing. Major Jong's team fought back desperately, using the galaxy bomb itself as cover. "Almost got it," she called to her men. "Hold them off." With a final click, the weapon powered down. The galaxy bomb became nothing more than an expensive piece of art. "Weapon disabled," Major Jong reported. "Repeat, the galaxy bomb is disabled." Throughout the human fleet, cheers echoed across communication channels. The final alien threat was gone. On the bridge of the alien flagship, Vethka collapsed into his command chair. Without the galaxy bomb, he had no way to hurt humanity. The war was over. "Open a channel to the human commander," he said quietly. Supreme Commander No appeared on the alien's main screen. Behind him, the image showed Earth, blue and beautiful and unconquered. "Counselor Vethka," Supreme Commander No said politely, "I believe you wish to discuss terms." Vethka's pride crumbled. What do you want?" "Simple," Supreme Commander No replied. "The barrier around our system comes down permanently. Humanity joins the galactic community as equals, not prisoners. Your fleets withdraw and never return to human space without permission." "And if we refuse?" Vethka asked. Supreme Commander No smiled. It was not a kind smile. "Then you all die. Here. Your choice." Intelligence Director Kim Bo-ram stepped forward. "Counselor, you should know something else. While you've been fighting us here, human ships have been spreading across the galaxy. We've already established colonies on 17 worlds. Even if you destroyed Earth today, humanity would survive." Vethka stared in shock. "Impossible. You were contained." "Were we?" Kim Bo-ram asked. "Your barrier kept most of us in, but it couldn't stop everyone. Some of us have been exploring the galaxy for decades, learning about your worlds, your weaknesses, your fears." She activated a holographic display showing human settlements on distant planets, secret bases on asteroid fields, hidden shipyards in dark nebulae. "The galaxy is no longer yours alone," she continued. "Humanity is everywhere now, in the shadows between stars, in the dark places you forgot to watch. If this war continues, we won't just fight you here, we'll fight you everywhere." President Choi Hyo-jung's image appeared alongside the military commanders. She looked tired but determined. "Counselor Vethka," she said, "your people came here to destroy us or enslave us. Instead, you freed us. The cage you built around humanity has been broken. Now we must decide. Do we build a new peace together, or do we spend the next 1,000 years at war?" Vethka looked at his officers. They were beaten, exhausted, and afraid. The greatest fleet in galactic history had been crushed by the species they had thought was primitive. "What guarantee do we have that humans won't seek revenge?" he asked. "The same guarantee you gave us for 3,000 years," President Choi replied. "None. You'll have to trust us just as we had to trust you." Vethka closed his diamond eyes. The irony was not lost on him. The aliens had created their own greatest enemy by trying to prevent one from existing. I accept your terms," he said finally. "The war is over." Across the solar system, human ships powered down their weapons. The surviving alien vessels prepared to depart. The barrier around Earth flickered once and went dark forever. For the first time in 3,000 years, the way to the stars was open. Ambassador Shin Dong-hyuk prepared for humanity's first diplomatic mission to the galactic capital. His ship carried gifts of human art, music, and literature, but it also carried blueprints for human weapons, as a reminder of what would happen if the peace was broken. "Are you ready?" President Choi asked him. "As ready as anyone can be to represent a species that just conquered half the galaxy in a week," he replied. On distant worlds, alien leaders watched the news reports in stunned silence. The humans had won. The long peace was over. A new age was beginning, and in the depths of space, human colony ships continued their journey to the stars. The species that had been caged for 3 millennia was finally free.